Good morning. I want to touch base with you on the assignments that are coming up and also talk a little bit more about the annotation assignment that some of you seem to be struggling with still. Some of you are doing great, but some of you are still struggling. So let's talk about important assignments and the annotations. So for the rest of this week, you guys have the narrative essay that is due Saturday. Going forward, you will have some opportunities at draft and peer review, but for this first essay, it is a one-shot deal. Now remember, from your readings from the Lamont article and from the Giovanelli article, you should realize that there should be some revision taking place on your own. And so I'm not expecting you to turn in a rough draft for your final draft on by Saturday. I expect that you will have spent a lot of time going back over your own work, revising as necessary. So this first essay will tell us a lot. I will be marking it up and giving you feedback that if you are having any issues, I will direct you to the proper section in a writer's reference so that you can study. And I think that, this first writing assignment will just sort of be the foundation that we build from for the rest of the semester, and you can learn from this. So I wanted to point out that I did go back and add and give you three sample narratives. So remember, we have literacy narrative, which focuses you on like reading and writing experiences. So it's a little bit more focused, and that's the sample that's in a writer's reference. But the instructions say that you can either do a literacy narrative or a personal narrative. And so personal narrative really can be about a variety of things. And so I gave you some more student papers. Now remember, these are student papers, all of these. And so they're not going to be perfect, but they are pretty good. And they give you some ideas about what you can do for your own paper if you need some help. So take a look at those when you have a chance. And don't forget that the instructions are here. And then when I grade it, I'll be using these essay error codes to grade your work. All right, I want to talk about annotations again. So again, a few of you are still struggling a little bit. Here's the thing, and I think I say this in the other video. We have to judge you on your ability to read critically, and it's really hard to do that. Also, we need to make sure that you're prepared to read and study on your own as we go forward in research, because at some point these annotations stop, right? We have a few down here in week 5, and I think that's it. So you're proving to me that you can take an article and read it and judge it critically. So your next one that is already open, that is due next Tuesday, is the Perkins-Goff annotation. And so this one's a little bit different because it is a link. And so when you, here's the thing, these will not work for some reason. So I'm asking you to start right here at HTTP whatever P and copy the whole thing. Let's see if it copied properly. Oops. And if you'll just copy and paste it into a new tab, it will bring up the article that you need. And so this is the article. It's through Educational Leadership, and here's the title of it, and here's the author, and it's an interview. And so this author is talking to Angela Lee Duckworth, who does work with grit. That's her focus of study. So because it's a web page, basically, it's a web link, there are no page numbers. And so I stress here that you need to do no fewer than 5 annotations for the article. Now, I'm specifying in instructions when I need to, because your assignment literally says 1 per page. Well, depending on what your print settings are and all that, if you were to print this off, the web link off, it's going to be different pages, and maybe you're just reading it online and you don't have page numbers. So when we have page numbers, 1 full sentence annotation for every assigned page. That means you'll have page 1, area of interest, annotation, page 2, so forth and so on. So a couple of you still are missing this part. But because the Perkins-Goff article does not have page numbers, I'm asking for 5. So that's how many I'll be counting when I grade and when in reading them, okay? So I hope that helps. Remember, this is just an attempt to be able to see if you are able to critically read articles. We are finally getting into the information, not that the Lamont and Giovanelli articles don't have anything to do with resilience, because all of these are connected. Grit, growth mindset, resilience. When we are writing and revising and having to evaluate ourselves and overcome our obstacles in writing, that's still all connected. So, but we are finally getting into our focus for the semester. First with the growth mindset, and then with grit. Okay, and then we're going to deal with failure and stuff here. So, plenty to do for the rest of this week and starting next week. And I hope that you are not freaking out about the narrative essay. You'll be fine. Just make sure you read the instructions and look at the samples. And I went ahead and moved these videos down again because they have the annotation video, and they also remind you how to set up your essay in Word. So make sure that if you are not really clear on how to set up an MLA format, that you watch the video and set your paper up properly. Okay, I hope this information helps, and I hope you have a good end of the week. Talk to you soon.